Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we are back to Shantae Risky's Revenge Director's Cut. Let's continue. We're going to try out the stretched visual artifacts that version that basically is making all of the horizontal pixels 2 or 3 times longer. Instead of being square pixels, now they are effectively rectangular pixels, but it fills the whole screen, and then you don't have a discrepancy between coming to the menu and coming out of the menu. And we'll try that and see how I feel about that. Meanwhile, we are also working through this map and trying to figure out if this is the map of the entire game, which would make the game fairly short, or if this is just the beginning of some area. Let's see. Well, apparently I cannot get in there. I may have just gone the exact wrong direction to start with. We've seen these rocks, and it looks like at some point we'll have an ability to destroy the rocks. And we have these jump platforms that move a lot of things in a lot of different directions. Here we have a new enemy. I have a lot of gold to go back to the shop, but kind of a limited amount of health. And saving doesn't refill your health. So you have to be fairly careful here to not jump and take damage like I just did. And you have to be kind of fairly careful as far as figuring out what's going on, whether you can go left or right. It feels like there should probably be some kind of indicator that you could go left or right on the sides of the screens when you hit the edge of the screen, or just perhaps better level design in general so that there's always natural barriers on the sides. So we made it to this house. Let's see what's in this house. It's a little girl cooking. Wasn't expecting that. Welcome, miss. I'm very sorry, but today's orders are all backed up. My dream has always been to become a master chef, traveling the world with my pup Wobble Bell, but he seems to have run away, and without him to inspire my dishes, my dreams have fallen into ruin. So we did find that the zombie girl had a pet dog, and we took it away from the zombie girl before she ate the brains of the dog. And so I guess this is the owner of the dog. If you find him, please tell him I miss him. Oh, Wobble Bell, I miss my pup so much. Okay, so let's talk a second time. Can it be? Is that my Wobble Bell? Please, can I have my precious pup back? Yes. You give the puppy. Wobble Bell, you're back. Seeing you again fills me with vigor. Oh miss, how can I ever thank you? I know. We'll celebrate by trying out my latest recipe. Stand back and watch me sizzle. There is a slight danger in cooking when you have to stand on a stool. I am a fan of having kids learn to cook early, but they should be observed by their parents. And if you are standing on a stool, there's a lot of danger to fall, knock over boiling hot water, fall onto the oven range. For Allah. That's how you cook up a tasty meal using only natural ingredients. Now, Wobble Bell's back home and safely, my dream of becoming a famous chef can finally become true. Right, Wobble Bell? You got a tasty meal. Well, that's great and all. The question is a tasty meal a key item? Yeah, it's not an item you can actually use. Ah, the lingering smell of kitchen spatter. Don't run off again, Wobble Bell. Come here, boy. So we got a key item. We don't know what the key item is for per se. But that's interesting to say the least. And I don't know if these little snake-like creatures and these skeleton creatures are naturally occurring, or if they are whatever this species of belly dancing characters are just transformed into monsters. Let's see. So now when we come over here, will this open up for us? No, it won't. Interesting. So this puts us in a weird position where we now probably need to, just for safety, save. And then we probably need to teleport. Let's just look at the map. Yeah. Maybe I didn't see something very far to the left here, but I think generally I just need to use the teleport stick. That there's no key on this map, so you have to just know that the white towers with pink circles on top of them are teleport points. I think I need to use that too. I also need to get better at figuring out how to actually avoid these guys. It's a little strange that those characters also seem to do damage quite a lot, and I'm getting worse. I'm not getting better at defeating them. Right. So this is the don't smash guy, so we can't go that direction. So we will just have to come back. Where's the place to jump backwards? It's also weird that the guys grow the ability to fly. You typically wouldn't have just a generic character that could fly backward, start flying all of a sudden. And you can't jump over those guys. So you've got to take them out. Alright, well, we can do this. Let's teleport. Okay, time to clock in. Warp squids are on the job. This is the first time we've warped. So we woke him up, and then we have to talk to him a second time. And I can't select anything else because I've only unlocked the lilac filled warp point. Nice animation here for a Game Boy Advance game. So now we're just gonna run back this way. We basically failed in a lot of ways to accomplish anything going this way, so I suspect we were supposed to have gone to the left instead of the right. But at the end of the day, I don't think it's going to really matter much either way. Let's see. Nope, this is not where we wanted to go. I want to go into this store and purchase some things. Alright. Fireball. If I can use the right buttons. Purchase that. And that does seem like that's a permanent thing. That does seem to be... It does seem like it requires a health upgrade first and foremost. And that requires a health upgrade, and I'm like one short. Should I get a potion upgrade, or are we gonna get potions somewhere else? That's the question. And I'm like one coin short. As far as getting Storm Puff, which that would have been helpful. So now, when we want to use this, what do we do? Because that's just now our set weapon. So what button does fireball? It is apparently the right bump button that does the magic, and left bump button bounces you back in different directions. Interesting. So we should probably just equip this one and go ahead and check and see how this works. And that just drains your energy the whole time. Alright. Can't smash the pumpkins. There we go. Jeez, I'm about to die. Just on the effort to get one heart. They kind of feel like they have a fairly balanced system here, where you're gonna take about as much damage as you would recover getting hearts. So Crush Puff is 125, so that probably is an indicator of when you're going to be able to use. We'll get past the ones that say don't crush. Alright. Let's see, hit the right buttons. Yeah, so there's just kind of like a major attack there. So more than likely, if I am going to use magic, I will be using the fireball. But I can't use it consistently. It still is very much going to be a situation where I'm going to have to spend a decent amount of time just with the hair whiplash attacks. These characters jump to the other side, which I wouldn't have thought that they would have done that. I would have thought that they would have stayed more on the ground in flat paths. So I guess we have to open up all of these warp things, and they're just having us do extra lines of dialogue there for kind of no reason. Alright, and this guy is just throwing explosive jack-o'-lantern heads at us. There's a guy that burned up with the magic, but getting up to this point didn't actually accomplish anything other than it was the only way across. And yeah, like Zelda games, you can get magic refills and things. And this, I believe, is the first one of these we found. You've got a magic jam. What does a magic jam do? It's an incredible, it's edible, it's a jar of magic jam. We did hear that you could sell those for a lot of money. So I guess that might be what we're gonna do with that. I don't see a way that I would bounce off of this though and make it any further. So, that puts us in a weird position where I've been to both ends and I think I've seen everything there is to see. So I'm not sure what the next part of that is. I want to be slightly careful not to jump off a ledge and end up falling down a hole. It definitely feels like more of this game should be built around the ideas of being able to jump over enemies. So this one talked about a magic gem. I'm famous for my magic gem. It spreads like a dream and tastes like a pull out of heaven. Too bad monster hijacked my last batches. If you find a magic gem, don't give it away. Trade it for something valuable. Okay. Will this guy buy magic jam? Oh. This would upgrade if I had 125 gold. Or I could get attract magic. Or I could get magic fill. Or if I had 3 magic jams and 200 gold. Okay. Well, that puts me in a weird position because I don't know what to do next, so I guess we'll go back and talk to... Well, I guess have to go back to the area here and see what they say. When you're not what you're sure to do next, come talk to me or Bolo or Uncle Mimic. You can find all 3 of us in Skull Town from now on. Don't be afraid to ask for help. I'm coming to ask for help. And I am getting no response from her. So, let's go talk to Bolo and see what he has to say. Try visiting your pal Roddy Tops. You can find her in a zombie wagon by heading east from the town gate. It's a straight shot through the ford and forest. Well, we already visited her. Maybe I need to go back and visit her again. That might be the case. Let's see what he has to say. You must find all 3 magic seals. Yep, same line of dialogue we've seen before. Let's see. Yeah, I cannot swim downward in my current form. I can't jump higher. I thought the map would indicate that there is a teleportation spot, but I guess the teleportation spot is actually much further to the left. They intentionally made it so you had to jump into the water so you knew that it was safe to jump into the water if you see water. They put all these platforms nicely in the same place. Well, back to Roddy Tops we go, I guess. And while we're doing this, we can try and grind out some currency. This definitely feels like a Game Boy Advanced style game, though. You can jump downward through the platforms. But you can't jump downward through those platforms. Like going back and forth, doing the same things. Let's go back in here and see if maybe we've got a magical ability that would make sense. And we can try this. Not smashing that, okay. And then we can try this, I guess. Yep, that leads me to believe we do not have the ability. If there was any kind of like secrets in these areas, I think they're gonna be few and far between. In a funny way, I would still probably argue a lot of these levels are slightly more barren than a Super Mario World level, but they do have the benefit of being a lot prettier to look at. There's tons more graphical improvements compared to an NES game like Mario Brothers, but there's kind of less happening. We still don't have a key to open that, so maybe we'll get a key to go into that area. They kind of lie here too. They said it was a straight run to the right to get to Roddy Tops, and it really isn't a straight run. It's a run to the right and then jump back and then run to the right some more. I'm gonna just make sure that this doesn't destroy this rock. I would be fairly surprised if it had. Yeah, at the moment this all strikes me as just being kind of attack type magic that doesn't have a real connection to anything you're gonna need to do to move the story forward. Yeah, so you have to jump back. Where is she? Actually. If I'd known she was this far to the back, I would have teleported. Although, I guess in all fairness, this is benefiting us slightly, because it gives us more stuff. Like more currency. Back we go. Keep on running to the right. We're running into a decent amount of repetitive content here, though. So, yeah, if I jump back this way, this looks like there is something down this direction. but I can't figure out a way to jump there. See, that just ends there. The story doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, we know Roddy Tops said she was trying to eat the dog and looking for food, and she is really our only lead, but getting a meal wasn't inherently indicated as what you were supposed to do. The Squid Baron lives somewhere in this forest. Start with him. Okay. So we are looking for the Squid Baron, which my indication, I think, is that he's probably far to the left of where we are. I think. That's the only thing that could really make sense. Either that or I've missed out on some very basic platforming ability that Shantae has. See, I don't think I've been over here. But there's nothing over here. This is far too small of a game to be this lost. I am getting gold still, so I can't fully complain. And it's not like I'm taking a ton of hits for the effort. No smash. Alright, well, let's see what happens when we do this. Nothing. See what happens when we do this. Nothing. And let's see what happens when we do this. Nothing. See, he's just like blocking it. And that's where I guess the Squid Baron would be. Taking a lot of hits. Unless there's some super secret platforming thing I'm missing. Might be the case. There might just be something secret happening over here. And I just want to go ahead and save, even though it doesn't refill your health. Like, one would expect that this was the area. But what? Let's see. Like on this map, we went back further and further and we found the food. Yeah. Everything indicates that this is it. But oh, I just didn't hit the B button. What is that heavenly smell? Great snap. Is that a tasty meal? Hurry up and bring it inside. So I had to hit the B button on the gate to open it. You're the delivery boy. And here you have a very just generically drawn octopus. But although in all fairness, unless you're going to put a whole bunch of like pirate tattoos on an octopus, I don't see how you could draw one that isn't mostly just smooth curves and a smooth skin. It's about time you got here. I wonder if we're going to see running gags of people calling Shantae a boy. I put my order in hours ago. I'm famished. I'm not a boy. Whatever. So as long as you brought tasty meal, hand it over. So we just give it to her. Maybe no boss battle here? Man, that hit the spot. What do I owe you? I'm looking for a magic seal, and I hear you have it. Yow. Okay. Look, no need to get worked up, right? Let's both be reasonable. Can we be reasonable? Sigh, I guess. Okay then. Dine and ditch. That guy is so dead. Alright, so if I was to now look at the map, we still see the inside of the map. So full health. Seems like we're going into a boss fight, possibly with a lot of other things before. Man, I have to apologize for being lost for so long, because it extended the amount of time there to an unreasonable amount. See, if I had like a ground pound ability, I think I could get into that secret area. I'm gonna have to be careful to also use my hair attack on the ground. And there's a lot of upgrades here, a lot of jars with health and things. Gotta be fairly careful too. I assume I can land on all plants. They wouldn't do something nasty and have us have one in the background. So I assume that this is just a dungeon, similar to a Legend of Zelda dungeon. And we now know that purple bricks do seem to have somewhat of an ability to disappear. Although we have an issue here. Yeah, I had to hit it fairly accurately for that to work. And we now know something more, that we cannot be guaranteed that we won't get gems inside of the jars. So we have to hit the jars even if we are at full magic and full health. Man, I am boning up these jumps. But I still think the controls are fairly tight enough. Like, I wouldn't set myself with a complaint here. There's clearly something up there that the game is not tightly programmed enough. And we just can climb up and jump off. Then we'll just jump down and jump around. Yeah, this feels like a real game. We've got a new plant creature. And the key just fell down the hole. So we're going to chase the key. Interesting. Oops. You got a key, but I missed something else over there. I imagine, though, the way this is all gonna play out is we will probably miss everything in the first run of this game anyways, and you will have to come back and on a second occasion. Like, clearly you need a longer strike to strike through this wall to open that, and even if you did strike it, I guess maybe it would drop a key down lower. And clearly there's all kinds of secrets. There we go, we've got a shield guy as a sub-boss, which we weren't really expecting that. He seems to be fairly immune to fireballs also. So that's probably halfway through the level. Just go ahead and save. Either that's halfway through the level or this is actually the boss fight right now. But I don't think the boss fight will be too complicated regardless. If we do it now, or if we do it 5 minutes from now, I think they're going to keep everything fairly simple. And we're going to have a swimming ability when all is said and done. Wonder if that's timed. It is. Okay, good to know. Alright. So we need to hit this, stand on it, and actually succeed in staying standing on it. I'm not sure if these things will actually change. And again, it looks like there's a lot of stuff once we have the transformation abilities. I think there will be a lot of different things that we can do and a lot of different places we can reach. $149 and no fall damage. Good to know. I definitely do have this weird feeling with this game though, that the way it's animated, the way Shantae is put in kind of this lewd perspective, and all the characters are put in this kind of lewd perspective, does make the whole game feel like it should be more of an expert platforming game, and it just doesn't feel like it plays like an expert platforming game. It feels like a very traditional, this is what you would let a 10-year-old play, this is level of difficulty. So I'm a little surprised that the director's cut didn't perhaps offer a second gameplay method where you have only one heart, or instead of 3 hearts, but then there's probably a bunch of cheap hits that you could potentially take also. I don't believe I have a key. That might get in the way with around the idea of a one-hit success. It's interesting that she's in shadow at that point. I suppose it is also worth mentioning that WayForward has made a series called Mighty Switch Force, where you play as a bunch of blonde, sort of scantily bikini-clad firefighters, police characters that also kind of has that same visual aspect to it. So yeah, the creators of WayForward games, the animators, seem to think ludity sells, or they like to draw things in a lewd perspective, and I can't hate that, but I have to question that at a certain point. Like, a lot of Disney animators, for instance, would secretly, never to be seen by the public, draw half of the Disney characters in lewd ways. But when it came to like Walt Disney and actually the actual products that went into the movies, they were, for the most part, kept very kid friendly in the hopes that that would sell more. And I think that they were right to do that. I don't think that worked well as a strategy, because that took too many hits. On the other hand, I am not sure one bit what you do to make a character like Shantae look more presentable if you're still going with the idea that she's a genie. You really just would add a few sashes, I guess, like try to hide as much, cover up as much skin as possible. This is not gonna go well. But yeah, at the core of it, I don't know how much, if any, her outfit could change and she'd still be a genie character. Music decided to go quiet there, and then it kind of immediately started new music. And we've got I was not expecting another boss fight of this level. I was expecting that to kind of directly summon the octopus. So much so that I kind of now wonder if we're actually even going to fight the octopus. His angles are fairly well done. At a certain point, I don't know if we actually need the text that says you've got a key. So, I don't know if these guys are any stronger. No, they just take 3 hits still. So if anything, they threw us a bone in that instance by not having us take on the Red Knights a second time. Yeah, there's a lot of possibility here though. Like, you fall to your death, and does that kill you, or does that reset you and do a fraction of heart damage? And the heart damage is depicted in kind of an awkward way. Instead of doing quarters like Legend of Zelda, it's depicting it more as a sliver off the top. Yeah, I was questioning that. Can I really make it up there? Yes, I can. Okay, finally figured out the trick to dealing with these guys. The trick is to hit them from a higher point of advantage. There we go, and we definitely want to save. Again, 2 save points in a dungeon. And frankly, a little bit bigger of a dungeon than I thought it would be. But if we actually are only going to have 3 dungeons in the entire game, just got an achievement for burning this plant or using the fire attack multiple times. Yeah, if there actually are only 3 temples, then I guess the temples would have to be fairly large. Interesting. That one has a flipper on it. Now I need more magic than health, but I'll take coins too. Are we going to the boss fight now? Here we have what may be topless statues. I guess those you would call those topless statues from the looks of it. Interesting. It's just gonna go more and more extreme. I really don't get why you would match something that could be E for everyone with M for mature graphics, like, or at least implications. What is that? Suggestive dialogue. Who approaches my magic fountain? Wonder if this is like a fairy. I sense a restless energy deep inside you. And yeah, you have a fairy style genie elf girl with, I'd say elf with the long ears, but that could be genie too, who seems to be completely naked. Channel your passions and allow the magic to take shape. You got the monkey dance. Simply hold the dance button, then release it during your first belly dance move to transform. The monkey dance will allow you to climb walls and leap to new heights. To change back, press the dance button. May fortune follow you in your travels. Interesting. I thought once we had something we could do with the dances, you would just get like a selection wheel. So that turns you to the monkey, which that is fairly quick. And yeah, you transform. So now we have all kinds of places potentially where we can reach new heights, because you literally can climb seemingly almost any wall, which you would think you'd be a little early in the game to gain an ability like that. Man, it just doesn't stop. So we'll have to keep an eye on just like the higher areas too, because there will be a lot of places I think where you can will just accidentally mess up here. Oops. Gotta remember which ability I have. Like the monkey dance can only hold on to these pink things, and they do seem to have a sliding factor. So you have to be kind of quick. You can also climb chains. That works. I also should walk through a door as a monkey and see if I just automatically turn back in the next room. Let's see, there's a large pot. And more things. Where are we supposed to be going here? You can't do anything else, however, when you're in the monkey dance position. And yeah, these buttons still do feel wonky, to say the least. Like, I'm hitting a lot of magic attacks on accident when I'm trying to transform into the monkey. Lots and lots of gold. And yeah, I think I missed something here. Probably. Yeah, I'm not really sure. It's just transform and see if we can figure out the way. There's kind of no way down. I can take like this path and get this, and then waste my time taking jumps. I mean, yeah, there's a possibility that you're supposed to do something different, but there's a possibility that you're just supposed to leave too. Well, with the monkey dance ability, I think I can reach other areas. So maybe that was the magic seal or the item that we're coming here to get. That's my only guess, I suppose, is that was it. Like, otherwise I need to go back in there and find the octopus and defeat the octopus, and I don't think that's the case. That being said, we now probably can make it to some smaller areas, like slightly forward and to the left. There was a place that we could probably climb now. All the way to the left in the middle row, there's a place we can probably climb, and all the way to the top to the left is a place we can probably climb. So they've opened up the world a little bit. And I assume what's going to happen is when you get to this point, you're going to have a different transformation when you let go. And when you get to the third dance, you're going to have a third transformation. And that's the entirety of the game. And I bet the first Shantae game probably explained that fairly well. It seems like if you're actually capable of buying everything, which I suspect you will be, then you need somewhere around 8+ magic jams. We've found 2, unless you just need, say, 3 in total, and you don't actually trade them or use them as a currency. We've also seen nothing that would have been a health upgrade. You would have thought in that dungeon that you would have found a boss and gotten a health upgrade after fighting the boss, and that seems to just not be the case. And it would have been helpful at some point if we had found like a compass or a map to use Legend of Zelda iconic imagery, where you could very much know where the boss is and know how big a dungeon is in general. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. And if you want to support me further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and gift me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.